yeah, I want to do that. You know when you hear other people do it? Okay.
Hello, Barbarians and revered Shadow Council. We are the Just Barbarian Things podcast, and we will be playing Acquisitions Incorporated, the Orrery of the Wanderer, with my friends. So, to my left, we have Warforged Fighter?
Yes.
Carl 14. The 14?
Yes.
Is that right? That's been a while.
May our efforts please you. Or, not. Whatever.
And to my right is Verdan Rogue Duck. Alright, so last time you successfully found and rescued Sergeant Tesh. Went back through the kind of underground passageways back to the dock district of Waterdeep. You met up with Captain Truff, who gave you your completed signed contract to bring back to Acquisitions Incorporated headquarters. But before you could do that, a strange group of characters, 4 individuals, one of them with tattoos of eyes on their head, started rushing towards you, weapons drawn. Captain Truff said, "Xanathar's Guild," and both her and the sergeant moved forward to engage. So, I'm going to have us start with rolling initiative, if you wouldn't mind.
Initiative! Oh, shit.
There's Gorko. Good. Oh.
Cool. Oh, you can feel free to roll on this, too, if you want to.
Oh.
So you don't have to. I'm just saying, don't feel like it's mine or whatever. Like, feel free.
Get off my pad!
Yeah. Stop using my thing. Oh, my God. Hey, hello, Stuart, about it. Like,
I don't want to play!
it's mine. Stop. Like,
Oh, I love Stuart.
and Mad TV, man.
You got a big fat 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't do so good either.
What'd you get?
11.
11 Z's.
All right. So I'm just
Your
writing down the
initiative is
order.
+4? Good night. That's awesome.
Is that wrong?
No, that's what it
That's
says.
really good.
So
It's because
it's just really
your
good.
dexterity is high.
Okay.
It's just
So that's
because you're
normal.
sexy Dixie.
I was like, did I read the wrong thing?
No, you're fine. It's just really good score.
Sweet. Oops.
Just complimenting you on your initiative peen.
Why? Thank you, my good man.
Okay. And then...
Oh, I say, good sir.
Good heavens.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So, your group is kind of there. You are trying to react to this situation, not quite as quickly as you normally would. You weren't expecting to be ambushed outside the fissure.
Is anyone really ever expecting to be ambushed?
I mean, if
Yes.
you're really
Fair.
looking around like paranoid parties that are like, I'm checking, do I see someone?
Sure.
Or people sneaking up?
Is that like check for traps? Check
Yeah.
for ambush?
Yeah, check for ambush.
Fair.
So, but Charm's feline reflexes serve her well. And she turns towards you and she says, "What should I do?"
That's a good idea. Let's see. Heals and spells. I wonder, let's see here. I feel like that she has like, she can help with making actions more successful
Okay.
and give resistance to damage. So I feel like if she has any,
It's actually, she improves saving throws with the resistance spell.
yeah. So, yeah, I have a little note on here that says saving throws. But why don't we have her hold her action until she needs to heal,
Okay.
and then she can step in and like, you're good.
Okay.
So,
What do you think about that?
so when you say hold her action, does that mean like she saves her turn, kind of, or
So
do we just like skip her and then
she, if you're holding an action, it has
Yes.
a specific trigger.
Okay.
So this round, if someone takes adequate damage or whatever, she'll get to insert her turn at that point.
Oh, cool.
But if that trigger doesn't happen, then she'll go the next round.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever come up before. Like, we haven't done that.
Yeah.
When I've played. That's cool. Yep.
That is cool.
The more you know.
Right. The gang member that seems to be the leader, the one with the eyes tattooed on their head.
Yes.
They're this like lanky sort of dude with these like high water pants and wearing like purple and yellow and just really
So
into what they're
fancy.
doing. And he's brandishing a scimitar. He's going to run forward.
Oh.
And because, let's see, yeah, Tesh and Truff kind of drew their weapons immediately, so he's going to go for one of them's.
Do you have a PHB handy? Is this one? I think.
Yeah, should be.
Can I grab it?
Yeah. I mean, can you?
Yes, apparently I can. Hooray!
Can I go to the bathroom, teacher? I don't know. Can you? Bitch.
You're
You know,
like-
like, may I?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
warm. Just go right
Yep.
there.
I can.
Turns out I can.
Right. And so the leader of this group of gang members runs forward and slashes out with his scimitar, but Captain Truff parries it aside with her readied weapon.
Nice.
All right. And so next are the bandits.
What?
The bandits.
Uh-oh.
All right. So they're going to run forward as well. Okay. One of them is going to hit Tesh. Okay. That one misses. And that one misses. Okay. They're not quite as good as their scimitar wielding leader. And then we are off to Gorko.
Gorko.
What would you like Gorko to do?
Nice. He's gonna call down the thunder, I think. What do you think, Jess?
Does he have that? Is that
I think he has,
call
like-
down thunder?
No, I just meant he's gonna cast like a ranged spell. Like he's
I know.
gonna-
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, God, you tricked me into mansplaining. That's fucked up, man. You got me. Sorry. I took the
Yeah, sure.
bait.
Whatever you think.
I think he should he should just start nuking. you
Do
know.
it.
Well, he has some options. What do you want him to do?
Ice.
Ice.
Like
and then he can be
frostbite?
like, he can do like a CSI thing and be like, ice.
If he has anything that like slows the target or anything like that, is what we're looking for. The damage and slow effect, which I think is frostbite.
Well, frostbite gives
If I recall.
cold damage and disadvantage on their next attack.
Dope.
That sounds
That'll
cool.
work.
Okay.
Get him, Gorko.
All right. Let's go for. Okay. So
Okay, cool.
you see Gorko start to gesture. He says something that sounds vaguely dwarvish, if either of you speak it. And a beam of frosty energy shoots forward towards the leader of the gang members. And you can see frost start to spread across his body. And he takes some damage. And he looks like his reactions aren't quite as good now. All right, so that's Gorko's turn. Now we're on to Carl.
Nice.
Oops.
So I'd like to draw my greatsword.
Mm-hmm.
And how far away is the leader?
The leader and all of them have closed with you guys. They ran up.
Nice.
Yep.
So if I'm reading this right, the reason I wanted the PHB was I wanted to look up some attack actions and stuff like that.
Sure.
Like specifics that you could do.
Right.
So you can do a shove, right?
Yeah.
Trying to let's see here, either to knock it prone or push it away from you. So I'm gonna try and knock someone prone.
Sure.
Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to make a charge where you like run up and like throw a shoulder into them as a shove, right, is what I'm trying to create here to knock them down.
Okay.
So I'd like to do that to the leader.
Okay, so make an athletics check.
All right. One athletics check coming right up. Ba-ba-ba-bum. That is a Queen's 20.
Queen's 20 indeed.
So Queen's 20 is a natural 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? That's what we agreed
think
on?
so.
A gentleman's 20 is or a dirty 20 is where you add a...
Yeah.
Oh, dirty 20, I like that.
Yeah.
So
You can say that too.
you do successfully knock the leader down, this lanky Jack Skeleton looking individual. And I will say, since it's a crit, we'll go ahead and do unarmed damage as your crit damage.
Fantastic. Love you, PHB. Sorry. Okay. One unarmed attack coming right up. That is... My unarmed strike damage is 5.
Cool. So it's crit. So 10.
Nice.
So you come forward. Your intent is just to knock down this individual. But maybe your calibrations are a little bit off. Like you didn't scan for combat appropriately before you began. So you basically just hit this person like a train. And they go like sliding back across the cobblestone street. And like you can see like things already starting to swell, blood seeping from mouth and things like that. They're quite injured at this point.
Nice. Do I need to have an extra action to assume my battle stance with my two-handed,
No.
with my great sword?
No. So
In the,
flourish away.
Cool. Yeah, you have to make the flourish and like, you know. Oh yeah, exactly. Boosh. But it's like I don't know if you played a warrior in like retail or anything
long
like
time
that.
ago.
So when they do their charge, they like charge up and they like lower the shoulder and boosh.
Yeah.
That's like what he did.
That's cool.
All right. Next on our list is Duck.
Me! So one of them's frozen. The leader's like frozy. Not frozen, but
Yeah, they
significantly.
and knocked down.
Is that the one he knocked down?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So what are the other two doing?
They are trying to fight various members of your group.
Am I close enough for sneak attack on either one of them? Or is somebody close enough?
So you'll automatically have sneak attack on the leader if you go over there because they're on the ground. So you have advantage anyway.
I'm gonna do that.
So yeah, it's always a good one.
I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak attack his face.
It's always a good idea.
18?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Hang on, 'cause I don't know where it's at on the computer thing. I'm gonna stab him with my dagger, so 1d4 plus 4. I think. 6.
Alright, and that's with your sneak attack on there?
No, that's wrong. What did I do wrong?
No, you
Nothing,
did your
you just-
dagger damage. You just
yeah.
also have to roll your d6 for sneak
Right.
attack.
Oh,
Because you get that additional damage.
just 1d6?
For now.
Yeah, because
For
you're
now,
double
okay.
one.
What was the 1?
That's fine. So was that what total?
7.
7 total. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's actually super good. So, that's why rogue's great, because you roll
Yeah.
minimums, you know, and you still hit like real hard.
Yeah.
So.
So Duck basically just skips forward with her knife and goes poof like into this like half frozen on their back gang leader.
No, it's like the, what are they called in WoW? The little like vile gremlin, no, what are they
Oh,
called?
the Grelkin.
Yeah, Grelkins, like those, just a little skip with the big ears, yeah.
That's awesome, because it's exactly what I was imagining. Just skipping over.
All right. Anything else? You good?
No,
Hanging out up there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
It is Sergeant Tesh's turn. Seeing the strategic advantage that y'all have prepared with the leader, who seems to not be doing so well, she runs up and has advantage as well. Let's see if that'll be enough. It will. All right. And strikes with her great sword. All right. This poor leader is not looking real good at this point. Like armor's all slashed up, blood is coming out of places. It's bad times for them.
Tattoo
right now.
eyes are crying.
Yeah. Like, no, you see they're running like mascara because they're not even real tattoos. Like
They were Sharpied on.
yeah. All right. And then we have Captain Truck, who will do the same. That advantage roll is good. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, he's Lapidus out. So yeah, he's barely hanging on to consciousness.
He's what?
Okay, so in Lost,
It sounded dirty.
there's a pilot named, his last name is Lapidus.
Oh, okay.
But the thing about Lapidus is like, why do we associate him with not being killed?
Because in the show, he'd always like come super close to dying, but like never die. He was always the last guy to like live through some like major crisis or whatever.
Right.
He'd like barely make it out,
Right.
and all that.
Yeah.
Because he was
So,
like the
like,
only one.
In
Fair.
games, there has been this mythology that we've built up now, where if you knock something down to 1 hit point, they are Lapidus, and now they're going to live forever.
Oh, fair.
Because they have that 1 point.
Right.
Okay.
Because that
So yeah.
happened several times
Yes.
in other games where we just kept whiffing on some monster with one
And they would
hit
go,
point.
Lapidus! like, just keep trying to kill everybody.
Also, there was a YouTube video
Oh, yeah.
about that, like with the whole song and everything.
Oh,
about
wow.
him. There's a video.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We'll put a link in the
Yeah.
doobly-doo.
It's
Yeah.
just such like a part of like the way that we've talked about games at this point that I don't even remember the history. It's
When
just
it
like
started.
they're Lapidus. I don't know what you mean.
It's
normal.
from the show and from the video about the phenomenon.
All right. So he's Lapidus. And now we're back to Charm. No one took enough damage for Charm to do anything last time. Do you want her to go in with one of her weapons? Do you want her to still hang back? What would you like her to do?
If she could like
She's like, the only one that's taking damage is that guy, and I don't think you want me to heal him. Doesn't look very nice.
I like the idea of Charm of her own volition, just like deciding like that guy is like on the brink and she just goes up with like her little tiny like letter opener belt knife and it's like
Yeah.
like I got one. Like
All right. So you see Charm sort of look around and then kind of like kitty tiptoe forward, and you're like, oh yeah, she's gonna take out her little knife or whatever, and from under her cloak she pulls out this huge scimitar blade, and she slashes down across his throat. And, like, you see her, like, kneel down and whisper something to him.
Oh.
If you would like to make
Brutal.
a perception roll, you can.
Dang.
let's see what's up. Oh. Got hung up on a corner.
10.
Okay. I don't want to count that one either. That's stupid. Okay. Catching up in little corners. Okay, anyway. A perception, you say?
Yes.
Cool. So, 16.
Okay. Yeah, for both of you, that's enough. 10 was, she's not being super sneaky, but she basically kneels down, and as he's, like, bleeding out, she whispers,
There's a reason my full name is Brutal Charm.
Dang, Charm.
and then she hops back up, like, wipes the blood off, kind of flicks it aside, and, like, puts it back. She's like,
We did it, guys! We did it!
Jumping up and down.
There are still 3 gang members left at this point. It is, okay, that one's done. So they're going to they like look around, they see that their leader is dispatched, and they're going to make an attempt to run for it.
Cool.
So there are a bunch of you in melee range, including Charm right now. So let's see, Charm, Carl, Duck, and the 2 watch members can all make attacks of opportunity. So it's a regular melee attack. That's
Okay.
what you need to do.
Yes.
What'd you get?
A 25.
Okay, sure. And then what'd you get, Duck?
Oh shit. It's, what do I add? Do I add my dex?
You should, for your normal weapon stuff, it should tell you what the plus is for it,
Yeah, so
but you might have to go to
like-
your weapon
Mhm.
attacks.
Yeah, you have your weapon attacks
Oh.
somewhere.
Sorry, yeah, it is.
Oh, there
It's these
you
ones
go.
down here, right?
So it's whatever weapon you're using, it's just that, yeah.
It is 6. It's the same. So 23.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your normal weapon damages then, and I'll have them add theirs.
Cool. I got 11.
Oh, okay. Cool. Duck.
I got 6.
Okay. And let's see, she's got her 10. Okay. All right. So the watch members both run after one of the gang members, and together they work and like to just cut him down. You just run up and just like one by yourself.
Just run up and splick.
And then, Duck, as one runs by, like, you slice up with your dagger. He's bleeding profusely. Charm slashes out again with your scimitar. But he manages to kind of limp away down an alley through a crowd and get away from you.
I was gonna say let's leave one alive to tell the tale. So if I can, doesn't sound like I have to call a hold.
No.
Right.
Like it just happened
he's
organically.
like lost through the crowd of the public who don't even seem to bat an eye at this violence at this point.
Nice town.
So things quiet down. There are bodies. And Captain Truff turns to you and says, I suppose I must thank you again. You've gone above and beyond what you were called to do. And this gang violence is just getting worse in this city. I know it's going to come to a head at some point, and thank you. I don't know that we would have been able to take a group that large on our own.
It's just what had to be done. As he ka-chunk the great sword over one shoulder.
And so she says, I suppose you'll want to be turning in your contract. I do promise that if you do any other work here in town, I'll put in a good word for you. You served the watch well.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be in touch. I mean, sorry, pal, I didn't want to speak for you, Carl will say, looking at Duck.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so are you heading back to turn in your quest, basically? Back to the
Yes.
turn in?
Mm-hmm. We have our little scroll that's all signed and everything.
It's true.
Just taking up inventory space. Might as well go hand in that quest and get that slot, because not everyone gets 4 30-slot bags.
Well, I opened my mail and I was like,
Yeah. Dude, what the shit?
I didn't even know they made those.
I didn't even know they made them that big. Yeah, exactly.
That's what she said.
I think there's slightly bigger ones too. I think there's like 32 or something.
32.
But it's like the price difference is ridiculous. It's like, from like whatever, it's like 1,000 or whatever for like 30 slots or 300 or whatever, and then like the next jump up is like 6,000 more.
Goodness.
It's like, what the fuck? That's for 2 slots? Like, fuck off.
Just for 8 slots total.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems a little aggressive.
Well, steep.
All right, so before you leave, you hear the small voice of Deb Shaba call back to you from the fissure. Hey, guys.
Like he's talking out of like a sewer grate or something.
No, like, there's the opening that you kind of climbed down through.
Oh.
Remember, to get into the tunnels?
I thought we had walked away from that, but no.
But you were right outside of it when you
We
got
were
attacked.
just barely out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought there was like an alleyway like right by it or something. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sure, I'll turn around and look back that way.
All right.
But I don't say anything.
I'm gonna run over to him because I think I like him.
I'm
gonna skip over.
My form is a little too glorious to display publicly in a city like this. I don't know if they can handle, a dragon in their midst. So I'll, until I can get strong enough to go back and find my mom, I'm gonna be over there.
And he gives you kind of information about a location just outside the city where he's planning on kind of healing up and getting stronger before he sets off on his quest to find his mom, who he got separated from.
Okay.
And he kind of like slinks out of the fissure, which is right by the water because you're in like the dock district, like
Yeah.
where the warehouses are. And he goes, flap, 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 flap. So like And then you see some people on the street be like, what is that? Is that a giant bat? Like, what's happening? You know, 'cause he's just a little guy.
Is that a pigeon? What was that?
Crazy flapping away. All right, so you head back to the Acquisitions Incorporated headquarters. As you walk in, the secretary at the front desk immediately whisks you back up to the grand meeting room where you met Omendron before. And he walks in, kind of holds his hand out for the paperwork, looks it over, like seems to nod appreciatively at his own handiwork in designing a good contract. And he says, I've been informed about the misunderstanding with your identities. I can't say much of your relative experience and lack of skill because it looks like you handled everything really well, and that's something we hold in high regard here at Acquisitions Incorporated. And he pulls a map from a satchel and he places it on the oak table of the conference room. He says, do you know the town of Phandalin? It's just off the Tribord Trail. A few months back, we awarded a franchise to a group that was working there, and we received word that they took control of some ruined estate to make their headquarters. It seemed like everything was going well, but they missed their franchise payment this month, and their secretarian isn't answering my calls. So he snaps his fingers, and a quill and an ink pot appears on the table. And he says, this note, and he kind of scribbles something out, gives you the right to travel to Phandalin and investigate on my behalf. If you find the franchise in poor standing or otherwise in distress, I want a full report on what's happening there. Depending on how badly they've botched up things, I might look at you to take this over. It's an amazing opportunity. We don't give out franchises to just anyone. And then he, his face gets really serious and kind of scans all of you in the room. He says, I want you to appreciate what an incredible opportunity this is. You're skipping countless steps in a very formal process to set up your own franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated. But you've impressed me here. So I'll make some arrangements so you have everything you need to travel. You'll have about a 10-day to enjoy the city, do whatever you need to do. But this is a lucrative opportunity. I wouldn't recommend saying no.
All right. I'll pick up the map, start rolling it up, and say, consider it appreciated, and consider it done.
All right, so on the map, just so you know, yeah, you got it there. That's where you're going to be heading. So you'll notice it's kind of north from Waterdeep, I think, or kind of
Waterdeep.
East. Yeah.
North and
And
west.
east? Or is it west?
Northwest.
It's
Yeah. It's on the left
Oh,
coast.
okay, yeah. So, you just kind of head up the coast.
So we're going to go...
So you mostly stay on the main trade road, and then you'll turn off on the Tribord Trail, is what it's called. So your total travel time, just so you're aware, because you would kind of have an idea, you'd go north on the high road for 6 days. Then you'd go east along the Tribord Trail for 1 day, and then kind of make a turn south into town. So it'll take about 7 days to get there.
It appears as though this might be an estuary, and this may be marshland or similar. So the high road goes around that.
Yeah, that's the Mare of Dead Men.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And then you have to pass Phandalin basically and take the Tribord Road or trail east, and then there's a little spur that goes down to Phandalin. If that makes sense. I don't know. Is that right? Looks good? I know. I like to repeat what I heard to ensure
okay.
it is what was said.
Yeah, no, that is correct.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's kind of like reading your order back to you.
Yeah.
Did you get all that? It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Because
I wasn't sure. I was like, did you just totally not hear what Brady said?
That's what I do.
No, that makes sense. It's a good habit.
It's how I roll.
Yeah.
That way you know I'm picking up what you're laying down.
So you guys will have a 10-day, which is, it's 10 days, but it's in Forgotten Realms, it's their equivalent of a week, right? To do whatever you like in town. So this is a good time to introduce downtime activities. So what I'm going to give you are character level downtime activities. It's double-sided. It's very nice. But as you guys develop a franchise, there will also be like business level downtime activities where you can like set things up or hire, fire, like improve, that sort of thing. But here's some things. Other things to keep in mind is that you can also do things specific to quests or information that you've gotten so far. So if you wanted to do some research into what this like metal thing you found in the dungeon was, you could do that. Or if you wanted to go visit Dabshaba and help them out, you can do that too. So it's kind of like non-quest, non-combat things that you do while you're just waiting around for stuff to happen.
It's like leveling your professions.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you're just fishing.
Yeah. I like that there's doing crime. That's an option.
Do crime.
Do some crime. Ew.
Yeah. So, and a lot of those, I kind of kept that simple, but a lot of those have things that they do. Like some of them might give you buffs and bonuses for a certain amount of time after your downtime. Some of them, like pit fighting and such, can allow you to gain money and that sort of thing. So usually there's something you can get out of it, or if you do really poorly at it, there's something that can go wrong with it.
Right.
But yeah, totally up to you what kind of things you might want to do during your downtime.
There.
Okay.
Did we get XP for that last little encounter?
So we're not doing XP, we're doing milestones. So after you guys determine your downtime activity, we will level.
Oh, lovely.
So is there anything you would like to do with your downtime while you wait for your travel goods to be prepared?
Man.
I think carousing is like the closest thing to like...
Yeah, I can't afford any stuff. Like I would like to get a magic item, but I can't afford any.
Yeah, you guys
magic
did get
items,
paid, so don't forget to give yourselves your gold as contracted.
I could sell or trade my +1 longsword maybe for a +1 greatsword, perhaps.
So if you're splitting it half-half, it's $250 each.
Oh, right, the money.
Mm-hmm.
Our recompense for our mission. Yeah. 250. Add.
Yeah, I think Duck just would like just explore the city and, you know, go to the Chinese buffet.
Right.
And check everything out.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do. And just kind of, you know, find different things to
Socialize.
enjoy. Carouse in general.
Yep. So
I don't think she's really too concerned with, like, you know, training or any of that right now. She's just taking it all in. She's going to do bizarre foods.
nice. Let's see. Downtime activities. Mm-hmm. Would you consider that more carousing or more relaxation?
Carousing.
Okay.
Because I think she might get into a little, you know, I don't think she can hold her alcohol very well, and I'm sure that could lead to some...
So you are at
Yes.
the local Cholton buffet.
Cholton.
Yes, a very exotic fare from the jungles of Cholt.
Whoa!
And you know, enjoying drink and food of various qualities depending on what time of day you go. I need you to make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Whoa. What is that, 10?
10.
No.
Or 70, depending on how you read it.
Shut up. 14 then.
Okay. So during this 10-day where you're hanging out a lot at the Chilton Buffet, because it's just such a good deal,
Yeah.
and talking to the various people at the
Yeah.
community tables and things like that, and around the buffet trays,
True.
you make a friend.
Yay!
This friend,
Wait, is it Jamna?
now it is. So during your time there, you find someone else who's kind of your height.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, oh, hello, friend. And, you know, a few times, like, you buy her salt and pepper shrimp and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And over the course of your week together, your 10-day,
Well.
when she hears that you're about to leave town, she kind of puts this, like, token into your hand, and it has, like, a little winged serpent on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I owe you one. You've been great to me for this past 10-day. You're pretty much my best friend.
Oh.
You know, I have my own manor just up the road here. Don't worry about it. I'm kind of important. But if you ever need me, like, you can flash this token. I owe you one.
Thanks, Jamna.
So yeah, you have a favor from an ally that you can call in.
Magical.
All right, Santi, what is Carl 14 going to be doing during this downtime, if anything?
He would like to take his 294 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. It errored out when I tried to add it, so hang on.
Sure.
Anyway, let's see. Will it do it? It did it. All right, cool. I want to take his 294 gold and his +1 longsword with the skull and bone motif.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't really use longsword.
Right.
So he would like to see if he can sell/trade that for a +1 greatsword.
So, the thing about buying magic items is because they're so rare, you can't necessarily like look for a specific one, but based on luck, certain ones will be available
Oh,
at a
okay.
given time.
Yeah, I mean,
But first, let's work on selling. On that sword that I gave you, what's the rarity listed for it? Like if you open it up, it should say like common, uncommon.
Let's take a
whatever.
look. It is uncommon.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you make a check. Let's see, a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Because you're negotiating price.
Oh
for
yeah,
this thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
My persuasion is -1, so I should have brought duck or charm or someone with me.
But you could have, but yeah.
All right, so I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So that is a 2.
All right. So and what was the rarity again?
Uncommon.
Uncommon. All right. So the vendor that you're able to locate offers you 200 gold.
Okay. No thanks, friend. I think I'll hang on to it for now.
He said, all right. Would you like to see my other wares? I picked up a few items, even if you are unwilling to part with yours for a very reasonable rate.
To be honest, I think you're kind of an asshole, and I'm just gonna leave now.
All right. So, but are you still gonna look around for someone else for buying, or are you gonna try to sell some more?
I'll keep looking to buy, because if I can find one that I want to buy, then I'll at least know what it costs and
All right.
stuff like that.
So I would like you to roll.
Dun, dun, dun. He-Man.
Let's see. Another persuasion check. Again, you're trying to find a seller who's willing to part with some stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is a Queen's 20.
Woohoo!
All right. Are you?
So it's
Want-
19.
Fair enough. All right.
In order to crit, I have to roll a 21.
All right. I need you to roll a D100. We're gonna
Okay.
do this 4 times because those are the magic items you're able to find available.
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
D100.
Yes.
Coming up. All right. 90.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Like if you roll a 90 and a 0,
Yeah.
that's 90, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. D100 always confuses me.
Okay.
'cause they're
Another
weird.
one.
They
Like I
are.
said, we need 4.
Oh, okay. 32.
Okay. All right.
65.
Okay.
One more, right?
Mhm.
Okay. 67.
It seems like right now there's not a ton of things. You're definitely not finding weapons in your search. And it may just be because, like, kind of the gold you're flashing is a little bit on the lower end for magic items.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so the things that you're able to find is someone who's willing to craft a spell scroll of an 8th level spell.
Okay.
You're able to find a few different types of potions. So there's potion of speed for sale, oil of sharpness for sale, and potion of flying for sale. If you'd like to know more about any of those. But otherwise, you can always wait and try again another time.
I need to get better at shopping. So, nah, I'm
Okay.
good.
Great. So you kind of, you spend time doing some shopping, making enemies of shopkeeps.
Yeah.
Duck does some friend making at the Chilton Buffet. And
Salt and pepper shrimp.
by the end of the 10-day, all of your supplies are loaded up. Gorko has asked to travel with you if possible. And you, Charm, unfortunately, for now, has had to return to the Druid Room of Acquisitions Incorporated. But I will let you know, if you are successfully awarded a franchise, you can hire whoever you want.
Yes.
So she can come back once you've figured out what's going on in
She's
Phandalin.
amazing.
All right, so for our normal listeners, this is where we're going to pause because you are now level 2. And so we'll pick up in a little bit for our patrons to hear what you do for this not very huge milestone. Level 2 is usually a boring one, sorry. But it's still leveling, and that's always good.
Sure.
So until next time, barbarians, spend your rage wisely.
Knock 'em prone.
Wisely.
And may our labors please you. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Definitely check out our links in the description for other places to find us. And for our Patreon page, if you want to help us get more books and cool stuff. But yeah, I've been your Dungeon Master. I am Rainy. And again, check the links, but you can find me most of the time on Twitter at Barbarian Rainy.
I'm Santiago. Links in the doobly-doo.
I'm Jessica. Bye.